The thing is about Omega Force games is you either love them or you don't, and despite very small increments in sort of advancement, the game and the structure of the Musu games haven't really changed over the years until they've gotten their hands on more lucrative IP maybe. And here this time around Omega Force have the license to Berserk, and they'll be completely honest up front now and say I knew of the anime and the manga and everything else around Berserk, but I never consumed any of it. So before playing this game I went in and sort of looked at what the style would be and who this main character Guts is and everything about it, and sort of very quickly I started to realise that Berserk is probably a great fit for this style of game. You go around killing dozens of enemies, it's gory, it's crazy dumb stupidity in the best way. So I thought Berserk and the Band of the Hawk would be a perfect skin for this type of game. The funny thing is it's 2017, and having more recent titles come out by the same developer like Dragon Quest Heroes 1 and 2 and Hyrule Warriors, I was expecting that sort of polish, that sort of frantic fun and a much better structure to everything, but instead Berserk feels like more like the older Warrior titles where everything's very straightforward and they don't mix things up a little, and honestly it's kind of dull, and that's sort of a big it's quite disappointing, because just from my little bit of research I felt like this was definitely gonna fit the mold. And playing the game, you go through level after level, and it's set during a certain period of the anime, and they use scenes from the anime which look incredible. Like that alone it made me want to jump in and actually just watch the anime and sort of enjoy it. But that drew me in, and I started playing the game. I was like, oh, he moves a bit slow, maybe things mix up a little as it goes on, and unfortunately it didn't. It didn't really change too much. It didn't get much faster, it didn't change things up all that much, and it just sort of fell into repetition and tedium very quickly. And even the story, despite it's quite story heavy compared to other games of this ilk, but eventually the anime cutscene stopped and it started becoming sort of stills, and that wasn't as fun or enjoyable. But the gameplay itself is it's always the center of any major game, and it just isn't the same as it was in other games by this developer. It's just takes a few steps back, and I didn't understand it. It just felt like they took the template from a few years prior rather than something more recent, and visually it doesn't look as good as it could have. Like Dragon Quest Heroes I think is a fantastic looking game, and here it's quite jaggy, it's not that detailed. Like going through the areas, they're really not really detailed areas, and the textures aren't great, and I don't know, it just all sort of felt like they just sat back and went, huh, this is sort of 2 steps behind what it should be. And I couldn't get that feeling out of my head. It never really went away. Like even the leveling, the progression, the upgrades, the equipment, it's all from a generation past of these style of games. And Omega Force have made some incredible strides in recent years with their games, despite still somehow feeling very much the same. They've managed to sort of breathe new life into it, and here that life, well, it doesn't exist, and it's very unfortunate, just because this game suits this style suits this game. It just works, it should work, and ultimately, despite it being still some fun, it's just not where it should be.